Okay, sellers, we need to have a little come to Jesus real estate moment. If 5 buyers walk through your house and 3 of them say,
"It feels dark,"
that is not them being dramatic. That is not Mercury retrograde. That is not your house being misunderstood. That is the market politely waving a giant neon sign that says, "Add some light, babe." I'm Kelly Pearson with Monument Realty, helping buyers and sellers across McKinney, Allen, and the surrounding North Texas communities. If you're thinking about selling this year, this one's for you. And today we're talking about one of the biggest seller mistakes I see, fighting feedback instead of using it. Because here's the truth, buyer feedback can feel personal, but it is actually free market research. And if you ignore it long enough, the market usually responds with silence, longer days on market, or a price conversation nobody wants to have. So before you side-eye the next buyer who says your home feels dark, small, choppy, or has a smell, let's talk about what that feedback is really telling you and how to use it before it costs you money. Let's get into it because this is where sellers either protect their leverage or accidentally hand it away. Sellers, don't fight feedback. If you have a bunch of buyers looking at your home and the consistent feedback you're getting is that it feels dark, then it probably feels dark. That doesn't mean your house is bad. It means buyers are reacting to the way it presents in real time. So what do? Add light, open the blinds, remove heavy drapes, add mirrors, swap out dim bulbs, repaint if needed. If buyers say the home feels small, don't argue with the square footage. Look at the experience. Declutter. Use lighter textiles. Remove oversized furniture. Let the windows breathe. If they say the floor plan feels choppy, that may mean the flow is not obvious when they walk through. Open up sightlines. Remove bulky furniture. Edit accessories. Rearrange spaces so each room has a clear purpose. And if buyers consistently mention odors, then yes, there is likely an odor. That one is not fun, but it is fixable. Deep clean, neutralize, remove rugs if needed, check pet areas, closets, upholstery, and anything that may be holding scent. When the same feedback repeats, it is no longer one person's opinion. It is the market speaking. And in real estate, the market is the truth. It does not bend to emotion. It does not care what you spent. It does not care what your neighbor sold for last spring. It responds to what buyers see, feel, smell, experience, and value right now. So instead of thinking of feedback as criticism, think of it as data. Feedback gives you a roadmap. Did you know buyers usually decide how they feel about a home fast, sometimes before they even understand why? They may not say,
"The lighting temperature is off and the furniture scale is wrong."
They'll just say,
"It feels dark,"
or
"It feels small."
That is why seller feedback needs to be translated, not dismissed. Fun fact, when buyers say a room feels small, they are not always talking about square footage. A room can be technically large and still feel cramped if the furniture is too bulky, the walkways are tight, or the eye has nowhere to rest. Real estate is part data, part psychology, and part, can I picture my life here without bumping into that giant sectional? Did you know repeated feedback is one of the clearest warning signs before a listing starts to go stale? One buyer comment can be random. 3 buyers saying the same thing is a pattern. And patterns are where smart sellers make adjustments before the market forces a bigger one. Fun fact, the goal is not to make your home perfect. The goal is to remove objections. Buyers do not need perfect. They need enough confidence to write the offer. That means light, clean, fresh, easy to understand, and emotionally easy to say yes to. The buyer is not being rude. The house is giving mixed signals. Seller math and buyer math are not always the same math. This is where we stop defending the house and start positioning it. Feedback is not the enemy. Silence is the enemy. Bad feedback is fixable. No feedback is scarier. So here's the takeaway. Don't let your ego negotiate against your equity. If buyers keep saying the same thing, listen, adjust, reposition. Because feedback is not there to hurt your feelings, it is there to help you sell smarter. And listen, I say this with love. The market is brutally honest, but it is also very generous when you respond quickly. If you're thinking about selling and you want to know what buyers would actually see, notice, and question before your home hits the market, I'd be glad to put together a free home value review. Book one at kellypearsonrealtygroup.com or call or text me directly at 720-281-3640. Don't miss part 2 because we're going to talk about the seller feedback that usually means your price is the problem. Yep, that one gets spicy. What's the most honest feedback you've ever heard on a house? Drop it below. I promise I've heard worse.